So I wanted to make a video on wronging people and beating yourself up. So what's the behavior? We beat ourselves up in our minds when we've wronged someone either deliberately or accidentally and caused suffering which we could have avoided because of our own behaviors and patterns and tendencies, the things we say, the things we do. When your words don't align with your actions, or when your actions don't align with your words, you can hurt people. So what happens is then we beat ourselves up, and then we think of ways in which we are just terrible people. We think when manipulators, narcissists, we think that we try and diagnose ourselves. We think we're bipolar. A bit like, is it hypochondria? It's when you think you're ill with something and you're always looking for the diagnosis. And maybe that's helpful if you have a really bad tendency and someone's telling you, trying to signal that to you. But if you're self-diagnosing that, the chances are you have that tendency maybe slightly, and it's not something you need to be so fixated on. So why is it a problem? It's a problem because when you start diagnosing yourself with things, it's selfish and it consumes a lot of time and it keeps you apart from people, and it stops you from even feeling, let alone actually being there, but even feeling that you could be helping someone else out, or sort of like being even in the company of others, because then you will isolate yourself and think there's something wrong with you. And so you'll naturally think, well, damn, I don't want to be around people. I want to just be on my own and look my issues up and all of this. And ironically, you're cutting yourself off from your own source. Now, if you wronged someone, it can be hard to be around that person, or even if you didn't wrong someone, if a relationship, friendship, partnership didn't work out, you might not want to be around that person, and that's normal. But it's not a reason to isolate yourself from other people and beat yourself up about it in your mind and sort of have, like, as I say, second order emotions. Like, let's say I'm feeling jealous or envious in my mind because I saw someone making friends who I thought was, I saw someone who I liked who was making friends with someone else who was other than me, or telling them about a trip they had. So I felt envious, jealous. I felt like I wanted to somehow be in that situation, do something about it, rip that person away, bring them to me. When you boil it down, I mean, that's what the jealousy and the envy is, right? I even forgot where I was going, but you feel these emotions and you sort of like, I actually completely forgot where I was going with that. Where was I even going with that? But let me take it in a different direction. I guess envy and jealousy, you have these emotions, but then which is okay, because they come from somewhere. This is the thing, like, emotions, they come from somewhere. That's one of the big psychological points. Like, emotions aren't random. Like how Freud said dreams aren't random. He was the first person to say that, apart from the people in the ancient times, who said dreams are prophecies. And dreams are prophecies in a way, because they reveal to us our deepest wishes and our deepest fears. And in the same way, anything we think it for a reason, right? Think about it. Why would something enter my mind if I wasn't related to that thing? Like, why would I be fearful of I just noticed I've got like little marks on my hands. I get these from being out in the sun and on the grass. And I think these will develop into blisters unless I wash them. Anyway, yeah, we have these fears and we get second order emotions about it. Like, oh, you get guilty about feeling a certain way, and then we really block ourselves because you were feeling something for a reason, and rather than trying to find the root of that reason of why you're feeling that way, you're then attacking yourself for feeling that way, right? And it's not even someone else's. That's the thing, you're the only person doing it. You're doing it to yourself, which is insidious because you will only isolate yourself further. And ironically, probably you will actually make that fear come true. Like if I'm a narcissist and you're diagnosing yourself as such, you're ironically isolating yourself and making yourself even more of a narcissist, you know? How is that helping anyone? And I say it with love because I'm like that as well. I'm like that, you know. I sort of have a way of locking myself away and thinking that everything I do is ultimately like an evil thing. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's upbringing. I was brought up Catholic and such, so you believe in hell and stuff like that, and it's not easy sometimes to think, you know, I actually am just a positive force, even if I just by existing, like my life actually has value. Like I don't have to be doing something and like diagnosing myself and always trying to work on myself to make myself better. Like maybe I'm actually just okay. Maybe you're actually just okay, you know. Maybe what you're feeling and thinking will resolve itself. Maybe you don't need to do all this fixing and work. But I know a lot of times it's difficult to sit in silence, and sometimes when your mind works in like such a way to try and understand things, and it's unbearable to not understand something. It's unbearable to be in the black hole of an emotion or a feeling. And you know what, you have to hand it to women. I think women are generally really good at this, like sort of being able to stay okay in like a black hole. I think for men it's a bit more difficult. They want to understand what's happening to them because we have that more of a diagnostic approach, an objective approach to things. So yeah, you can be swallowed up a little bit, and it's not easy. There's not necessarily, and you think to yourself, what should I do now? 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 I need to do something. I need to seek help. And seeking help isn't bad, but like, when it stems from trying to fix yourself, that's when it's a little bit harmful, I would say. Yeah. So yeah, I don't even know what else to say. Like, there's nothing wrong with you. Most likely, it's incredibly likely there's nothing wrong with you. And here's the last thing I would say. If you're even considering that you're a bad person, miles ahead. You're miles ahead. If you consider what the fallout of your actions will be, you're already doing something really important. I guess the next step is just to try and find a way to take responsibility. But again, you have to be patient and see how you can do that for yourself, because again, the tendency can be to, when you're trying to be good, the tendency can be to like you don't have to be a hero and always be doing stuff to try and fix yourself or fix other people. Like, let it come naturally, and yeah, there's probably nothing wrong with you. But then the only thing is to take responsibility, and then the only way to take responsibility is, even then, you don't use a mental framework always. You can just rely on your intuition. Your intuition will guide you on that. Although that's something I'm not sure about myself. Like, when do you use your mind to try and sort of help things along, and when do you just use your intuition to try and take responsibility for a situation? But yeah, a lot of times there's nothing. You don't have to do anything. You just let yourself be. But so I know it's really difficult to not adhere to mental frameworks and ways you think you have to be, and it's just hard. It's difficult. It's not easy. So yeah, you're doing all right, and hope you have a good day. Thank you for watching, and give me any feedback. So see you later.